Hello again. Welcome to my third ever video. It's been some time since the last one. I did say I'd weekly upload, but I guess stuff happened and I've been dreading uploading, mostly because I just hate the sound of not my own voice, but just the way I'm talking. It sounded very awkward. I did like 6 recordings, but none of them I ever thought was good enough to ever upload. But I spoke to a friend. Well, only one friend knows I'm actually doing this YouTube videos, and she told me just do it. Just don't think too much about it. So here I am again, and nice. But yeah, today I'll be going over some Reddit stories that I thought were interesting. And in the meantime, I want to get more wood to build expand my base. I don't know what I'm doing. There's a lot of vines. I think I should chop them up, but I haven't been able to create a EXP farm using the silverfish and armadillo here. As well as, well, not finished exactly. A villager, breeding ground for now. I'll turn it into a trading hall. Well, when I expand my base a bit. So far, it's not looking too good. And I want to progress that a little bit before I end up progressing my gear. But this is all I got right now. At least I got an enchanting table. That was pretty good. Our first story here is titled, "My boyfriend is scaring me with his jokes." So, this relationship is new. We've been dating for about 2 months now. I am 20 female and he is 24 male. It moved a little too quick for my liking. I invited him over to hook up. That's all it was supposed to be. But then we watched movies and took a night walk by the river when he said he wanted to make me dinner the next day. So I was like, okay, sure. Well, then he started coming every day for hooking up, watching movies, making food and playing games. And I'm not joking when I say this. He said he loved me after a week of knowing each other. I was stunned. I just said it back because I felt awkward. I didn't know what to do. I didn't mean it. I know that's bad, but damn, shouldn't really be saying. A week into a relationship is, first of all, crazy. That's not lasting at all. Oh, he's definitely a weird guy. Anyways, he's gotten a lot more comfortable with me. He adores my dog, and that's good. But here, lately, he's been making a lot of comments that actually scare me. I don't know if I'm overreacting. I kind of want to break up and not see him again. First joke was about raping me. Whoa. And killing me. He said he would put roofies in my drink and have his way with me after I pass out. I'm assuming roofies is a sort of drug. Then he said something about strangling me to make me pass out if the roofies do not work. Said something about if I die then he'd hide my body. Red alarms are blaring everywhere. Left, right, front, center. He's made another joke. He grabbed my chest and made a joke that he's sexually assaulting me. What? I told him to please stop making jokes like that. The very next day he'll make another. He's made a few other jokes that made me terrified of the stuff he said. What more can he say? I asked him not to make those jokes because they are scary. And each time he says he won't, but he does it again. I even told him I have trauma from being raped as a teenager and sexually abused as a kid. I don't know if he ignores me when he makes jokes like that and I'm just scared. I haven't been sleeping with him anymore because of that. I'm thinking about breaking up. Any advice for me? Well, I got some advice. Leave. Already the first red blaring sign was he said I love you within a week of knowing you. I'm no expert on anyone's relationship. I have nothing to say. Well, I can't really say much. But the fact that a week into knowing you and already he's love bombing you, it's bound for a relationship to suffer. Not even suffer, not even last, not even work out. The jokes aren't even funny. It's not even a joke. Well, also shame on the original poster as well. You should have left from the beginning. These are very glaring red flags and she has not listened at all to any of these. There is an update, of course. So, they follow the advice on the comments, which is, well, to leave him. And here's how the breakup went. I told my mom everything and she was horrified with things that my boyfriend said to me. I told her I wanted to break up with him and that I was so scared she came over to help me out. She's friends with my landlord at my apartment complex. He's very nice, so she told him everything. He chained my locks for me. My mom told him what I told her and he was fuming. Obviously hating my boyfriend's guts. Now, I was scared because we only had one explosive argument before over me going somewhere. It was a misunderstanding, but it was so bad I was scared he was going to hit me, but he didn't. And so I was surprised because over the phone I said I wanted to break up, but he was actually very calm and civil about it. I set a bag of his stuff outside and told him to come and get it, and he said he was going to. I watched a few movies with my mom. She wanted to stay with me for a bit, but then she went home and I went to bed. I was woken up a little after 5 this morning to my phone being blown up by him. Had a lot of missed calls and text and voicemail saying dumb stuff. Never find someone who treats me as good as he did. That I'm a slut, blah blah. And I texted back saying, hey, stop texting me. They send a message saying he's here in my parking lot and wants to talk to me to fix this. I looked out the window and I saw him with his truck. I ignored him and turned my phone off and went back to sleep. I woke up around 6:45 again to my dog barking because he was knocking on my door. I didn't answer it. I just texted my landlord and asked for him to tell him to go away, because usually my landlord comes around this time. Then my landlord comes in around 7 and calls the police on my ex, saying that he's trespassing. Cops didn't arrest him, but they told him they will if he comes back, since my landlord doesn't want him on my property. I blocked him for now, and that's the end of that. I'm still going to be careful and keep my doors locked. It wasn't honestly as crazy as I thought it would be, because one argument we had a while ago, he was scary angry, and he does have anger issues. I just hope this is the last of it, but for now the problem seems taken care of. Damn. Not even damn. It's not even her fault, that's the worst thing. It's just how the original poster is. The guy, on the other hand, oh my. I'm happy she was able to at least get away from the guy. Nothing too bad happened, at least he didn't actually hit her. Being with someone with anger issues is never good. They should always at least be self-aware they have that and are seeking active help to just control that, because eventually they will lash out on you. It's bound to happen. Or either they're gonna build up until they turn into a ticking time bomb. Being angry in general is not really good. I'm a bit confused on the fact that he said that he was okay with her breaking up with him, and he comes to say that we can work this out. I don't understand what the game plan there was, but you know what? I don't see the vision. But I do think that the original poster did put herself in that situation, so she is also some part to blame, because the guy already blaring red flags. It should not have happened in the first place. To the next one. Today I effed up by asking a girl out on a date. Oh boy. For a little pre-context, I'm the legal guardian, F27, of my younger sister. She is in primary school. I just need to take her and pick her from school. Usually I stay at the school to wait for her. This was my biggest mistake. I met Danny, the F25, my sister's advisor. I know this sounds cliche and corny, but from the moment I saw her, I was immediately smitten. She's pretty and gave me gay vibes. At first, I told myself it was nothing. The gay vibe was really strong, and given how the school was a Christian school, I was curious, so I checked her social media. Confirmed she's gay, but she was in a long-term relationship and had just broken up. She was also super nice to my sister, to the point she'll bring my sister over to me in the waiting area. I bring my laptop and work while waiting. This has happened a few times, and I apologize profoundly every time. I also sent an apology and appreciation gift. She gave me a thank you note in return. I know she's just doing a job, and me being the Lulu, I have to stop myself. I've not said that word or used that word in so long, and in big 2026 as well. I know she's just doing a job, and me being the Lulu knows I have to stop myself before I spiral. I decided to block her on social media since I keep checking for updates. I've also stopped waiting for my little sister at school. Every morning I'll just drop her off and pick her up after for lesser interactions. I also do it when she's the busiest, so she doesn't greet me anymore. I was doing better doing all these. She had stopped living rent-free in my head. However, recently my sister had separation issues, so I had to stay with her at school again to wait for her. Our paths had crossed again, which was normal since we were literally inside the same school grounds, but it feels like it's more now than before. She seems to be everywhere I look. She also tries to initiate small talk when there's a chance. I know I'm a grown-ass woman and I can handle this, but at times it's so hard to pretend everything's fine when my insides are rumbling whenever I see her. Whoa! 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 My goodness. But bedrock skeletons are something else. What on earth? Anyways, so long story short, she had a crush on this girl called Danny, who was her little sister's teacher. And this is somewhat of an update. She didn't want to make a move as she was her little sister's teacher. So I tried to resolve my feelings and get over her. I even went to the lengths of avoiding her. I always encounter her at school because my little sister had a phase where she didn't want to be left at school. Since I work remotely anyways, I bring my laptop and wait for my sister in the waiting area. Danny would always greet me and bring my sister at the end of the day. So anyways, couldn't get over her. So I thought, I'll give it a shot. Luck must have been on my side because I ran into her while I was out one evening. So I took my shot and asked her. She looked surprised because her eyes widened and she didn't respond right away, just stared at me. I was so embarrassed. I quickly apologized and ran. Literally, I felt so immature for running away, especially since she called after me. But I poured all my confidence in this and felt so embarrassed. Now I don't know how to face her after. But there's the update. She actually ended up reaching out to me first, but since I had her personal social media account blocked from mine, because I tried to get over her before I asked her out and forgot about it, she reached out to me through her work account. She was really confused, one because she didn't know I was into women, and bi just feminine. I put her in an awkward situation in public. There was a lot of people around who could have overheard us, but that was still awkward. and that was on me, so I apologize for this as well. And 3, why she couldn't find my social medias on her personal accounts. So I officially apologized for all the trouble that I had caused, and she actually laughed, not in a mean way. I also told her I had a crush on her for a while now, and that I had a sudden burst of confidence at that time. She said she was glad I did, otherwise she would have just admired me from afar, because she never thought I was gay. She said she liked me for a while now too, and always tried to make our paths cross just to see me. I was like, oh my god. Anyways, she asked me again if I can add her on personal socials, and I did. I also explained that I blocked her because I was trying to move on from her. She found it cute. I don't know why, I found it cringy. Anyways, we had a first date last weekend. It was super awkward, lol. We talked a lot on chats and stuff, and we'd even call each other at night. And sometimes we talked non-stop. When we had our first physical date, we barely spoke any words. When we were having coffee, she had the pastry and with it right. So I tried to reach for her hand, and I kid you not, it was right next to her food. So she quickly moved the food away. I wouldn't take hers. We were both shocked at what she did, and she immediately started apologizing. She said she had brothers growing up, and then she moved on instinct. I wouldn't know because I only have a sister. I guess it was her turn to be awkward now. Maybe we'll make this into a routine now. We laughed about it through and finally held hands. I'm happy for the original poster. She was able to actually get with her. Ended up being a funny situation where they both actually ended up liking each other. But I guess the original poster was too awkward to do anything. But I'm happy it worked out in the end. I think that's very cute. I do find the food part funny. I feel like having an awkward first date is normal when you talk everything over text. Over time, I think the more she sees it, the more less awkward she'll get. So I think that's good. Our third story here is my 28F boyfriend, 30M, ridiculed my gift for him for our anniversary in front of our friends. Yesterday, me and my boyfriend, who we'll call Mike, and our friend decided to grab lunch together to celebrate our 2nd year anniversary. Mike was the perfect boyfriend. Even though we met through an online blind date arranged by our common friends, he always made it into a point to treat me nicely and communicate with me calmly. But everything literally came crumbling down on me yesterday at our lunch celebration with our friends. The first time we celebrated our anniversary last year, we made it into a promise to celebrate each year of our relationship with each other alone, but our friends decided to arrange a celebratory lunch for us at the time. Naturally, we felt thrilled to celebrate with them since they were the ones who set us up on an online blind date during the pandemic, which is where our relationship started. They were so supportive ever since. They even paid for the reservations and food to make this special for us. It was in the middle of lunch when this happened. His other friend cleared his throat and looked at Mike meaningfully, and then reached for something underneath the table and gave me a small box containing a dainty gold necklace with a diamond heart pendant in the middle that I'd been eyeing since I saw it at the mall last time we went out shopping together. I was so happy that I hugged him so tight and kissed him because of how thoughtful he was and how beautiful the necklace was. I was literally so shocked and giddy. I felt so happy by then that I told him that he was not the only one with a gift, and I grabbed the book I wrote and bookbinded it for him on our anniversary. Earlier last year, I started composing a book inspired by our story. I planned to give it to him on our 2nd anniversary as a way of remembering and cherishing our bizarre rom-com love story, and some few poetries in there, focusing on things like in our relationship that only us know about, like our inside jokes, experiences, challenges, and how much I love and adore him as a person. This was all dedicated to him. I handed the gift to him and told him how much I love him, and our table was so noisy from all the squealing and cheers from my friend. I was so excited to give this to him because I was so proud of my work, and I poured my heart out into this gift because I genuinely loved him and everything about him. I spent my time proofreading and rewriting each page to make it perfect, but all he did was look at my gift with a "what the fuck is that" kind of face. Then proceeded to ask me how much my gift is and bragged that he bought a necklace from a very expensive brand. He told me he was disappointed at my gift and that I am embarrassing myself. He proceeded to criticize the book's interior and exterior, saying that it looks too wonky and that I shouldn't force myself to do things I clearly have no talent for. Then he bragged about his gift to our friends, which made me feel so sick and ashamed of my gift, and also shocked because my boyfriend seemed like another person back there. He was always the soft-spoken one, and seeing him and hearing him insult my love for him crushed me. They all stayed silent and watched him as he yapped and yapped about my book, that I ended up grabbing my book and started walking out the restaurant straight to my apartment. He and our friends has been texting me and I haven't answered anyone yet. One of his texts said that he was just looking out for me. I didn't want me to embarrass myself in front of my friends. I just felt so small and stupid for making handmade gifts when I know I'm not an artsy person. And I felt embarrassed and sad about it, how he humiliated me back there. I mean, the book didn't even have fancy exterior, that's true, but what hurts me more is the fact that he insulted it immediately without even looking at what I wrote in there. This has been weighing me down since yesterday, and I thought maybe sharing this here will make me feel better. There is an update to this, of course. Thank you guys for all the messages you sent me. They gave me some ideas and validated my feelings, and for that I'm very thankful about. I'm going to break up with him today. Yes! I followed on the comments and sent him the necklace back. He called me and he was crying, asking me if I'm throwing out his love for me. I literally almost broke out the phone to punch him. I was so angry. He did that to me and now he tasted his own medicine and he's going to be mad about it. He said that I can't break up with him over the phone and I think he's going to force himself to my apartment, so I tried calling some of our friends for help. When they arrived, they hugged me and sat me down. Apparently our friends also on contacting him and told him to get lost and that they were never friends after that. They also came over with some of my favorite food and all comforted me, saying that they thought he was great because he used to be such a green flag. They also told me that I have nothing to be embarrassed about because all he did back there was humiliate himself, not me. They will be staying with me throughout the night to keep me safe from it, and if he tries anything weird and aggressive, I know I'll lure a friend, so I'm going to be okay. Wow. I feel, in my personal opinion, I feel like a handmade gift means way more than buying something expensive, because that came out of your own art. I'm saying this from my experience because I have created handmade stuff, and I would be as well heartbroken if the person I was giving it to had a reaction like that. I do like creating gifts for people. I don't know, it adds a bit of like personal touch into what you give. But of course everyone's different, it's just my own personal preference. The way his true colours showed after receiving a gift from you, talking about, oh mine's more expensive. You saved yourself in the long run after that. 2 years in and his true colours are coming out. The fact that he was crying after saying you're throwing out his love for him when he did the same thing doesn't really make sense. But I'm happy the original poster has a lot of good friends that were out there to help her out, which is good, and I do hope she doesn't quit making stuff all because of this bum. I don't know if I really showed this off, but I added on this add-on, which is just, I tested out trying to make another connection portal in some print world, but ended up not working, so I said, you know what, let me just do this, and from this I'm able to just transport whoever I want to, like this, which makes it, easier for traveling. And this place is a lot. No, don't get him! I don't know any other add-ins I can add. Only other one I have is actions and stuff. I was thinking of building my base here because on top of this hill, there's this on it. There's an outpost over there. And, if I'm not mistaken, there's this cave. And this could be a cave base in between, right underneath the outpost and right between the village. And to that way there's a plains, which I thought about making a castle there or a fortress. But I'm not sure. I'm fine with any suggestions. I like the place I'm at as well, but I don't know, here it looks better. I don't like really being in a jungle biome or the savannah right next to me, but I'm open to all suggestions. And oh my goodness, are you just the cutest thing? I don't know, I feel like if you're looking for a place to build your base, you usually spend like 2 real life days looking for an actual space. But I can make a fortress over there if I really wanted to. Of course, I'm not really a master builder. I hope over time my builds get better. But for now, I'll see what I can do with my base. If I give up, then I'll just make a fortress. But that's all for today's video. I'll have more constructed videos, not constructed videos. I'll be more active, or I'll try to at least. I won't really think too much about uploading. No, I should, but yeah. Bye.